Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte is a novel that revolves around two central and powerful emotions, love and revenge. These emotions do not exist in isolation but are deeply entangled in the lives of the characters, especially in the case of Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw. Their relationship begins with a unique bond formed during childhood. They grow up together, wild and free on the moors, and their souls become inseparably connected. Catherine herself declares, "I am Heathcliff," suggesting a love that transcends the physical and enters a spiritual dimension. However, their love is not a story of peace and happiness. It is passionate, obsessive, and ultimately destructive. Catherine chooses to marry Edgar Linton, not out of love but for social ambition. She believes Heathcliff is beneath her in status, even though she loves him more deeply than she can admit. This decision is the turning point that fuels the tragedy. Heathcliff feels betrayed and humiliated. His heart, once filled with love, becomes consumed by pain and rage. His love, which could have brought him peace, instead transforms into a dark force that drives his entire life. Rather than comfort Catherine or wait for an explanation, Heathcliff chooses to disappear, allowing his wounded pride to fester and evolve into hatred. When he returns, his wealth and gentlemanly appearance masks the burning rage within him. He does not seek reconciliation but rather dominance, using revenge as a way to cope with emotional loss. What makes Heathcliff's revenge especially disturbing is how calculated and long term it is. He patiently waits and plots, destroying Hindley's life by turning his wife against him, thereby gaining ownership of Wuthering Heights. His marriage to Isabella is another step in this revenge. He emotionally and physically abuses her, not for personal gain but to hurt her brother Edgar. Heathcliff uses people to like chess pieces with no concern for their well being. His actions are not aimed at healing his past but at making others suffer as he has suffered. This shows how revenge, unlike justice, has no moral boundaries. It is cruel, personal, and self serving. Yet, beneath this cruelty lies a man who is deeply hurt and emotionally lost. Even when he achieves all his goals, ownership of both estates, control over the Linton and Earnshaw's bloodlines, he remains restless. His love for Catherine is never replaced, never healed, and never forgotten. Her death does not end his obsession. Instead, it deepens it. He begs her ghost to haunt him, believing that only in the afterlife can they be together. He even opens her grave and imagines their bodies decomposing side by side. This obsession with death and the supernatural suggests that Heathcliff's love was not of this world. It was too fierce, too consuming to survive in a society governed by class, property, and social order. Catherine, too, is not without blame. Her choice to marry Edgar is portrayed as both selfish and tragic. She seeks comfort and status while holding on emotionally to Heathcliff. Her divided loyalty creates a storm of emotions in both men. She tells Nellie that marrying Edgar will help her support Heathcliff, but in doing so, she underestimates the consequences of denying true love. Her death at a young age is a kind of poetic justice. She becomes the unreachable, idealized figure that haunts Heathcliff's mind and heart. Their love never finds a peaceful resolution in life, only a ghostly one in death. The second half of the novel shifts focus to the next generation, Kathy, Linton, and Hareton, who are caught in the web of past sins and bitterness. Linton, weak and sickly, is used by Heathcliff as a pawn. Kathy, headstrong like her mother, resists control but is ultimately trapped by circumstances. Hareton, deprived of education and dignity by Heathcliff, grows up ignorant but not cruel. It is in the gradual bond between Hareton and Kathy that the novel finds a resolution. The love is not fiery or obsessive, but slow, genuine, and healing. It contrasts sharply with the destructive passion of Heathcliff and Catherine. Their union symbolizes redemption, the breaking of the cycle of revenge, and the hope of renewal. Through them, Bronte suggests that while love can lead to ruin when tainted by pride and ego, it can also restore and rebuild when nurtured with patience and forgiveness. The novel ends with Heathcliff's death, his body finally at rest beside Catherine's, and peace returning to both Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange. Emily Bronte's exploration of love and revenge is deeply psychological, showing how the past shapes the present, how emotions can either lift or destroy, and how the human soul is torn between longing and resentment. Wuthering Heights does not offer a simple moral lesson. Instead, it forces readers to confront the darkest sides of love and the terrifying power of vengeance. It is a novel that lingers in the mind not because of its plot, but because of the raw and unforgettable emotions it brings to life.